like, ooh, I'm missing it. On sound, visual, boom. Super exciting. Happy Friday, everybody. Jeez Louise. And you're outside. What isn't it? It's hot today. What are you doing outside? You're crazy. You have to unmute yourself if you're gonna talk to me. Yeah, I know. With this little people, it's totally fine. I'm okay if you leave it off mute. I can unmute you from here if you want me to do that. Otherwise, you just tick on the bottom. If you're on your phone or your computer, I don't know. Here, I'm going to unmute you. No, I can ask you to unmute. That's funny. Yeah. So then, volume. I still don't hear you. Susanna, can you speak and unmute for me so I can check my audio on this way? Because for some reason... Okay, I'm not hearing that. Why? Hold on. See, I bragged. Oh, because my speaker, same as system. Speaker.
I could hear her okay.
Now I hear you. Okay. Thank you. I was bragging. I have this cool new microphone, right? Ta-da, it's fancy. But when I plug it in, it's only for sound and it's not for speakers. So, thank you. All right. And why are you outside?
Yeah, isn't it warm outside already?
Yeah, it's warm, but I'm sitting under an umbrella, so it's not too bad.
Not bad. You got a cool drink of water, so hey.
Yeah.
There you go.
That works for me. Super sauce. I don't need to take any certain tangents today. If you got my email, it's all about how can I help you succeed more? What can I do for you? But if you have topics, give them to me.
Well, I was interested. You were talking about Body for Life, and I remember, I participated in that too way back when. I didn't keep a journal or anything, but I thought it was a great journey, just nutritionally and exercise, and felt great. Took the before and after photos and entered the contest and all that. But a lot of the stories of those people that were previous winners, I think there was a 2-hour video that Bill Phillips put together about prior winners, and they were really inspiring. So I was motivated to get into better shape as well, and it sounds like you did too.
Yeah, I really think that the stories are a huge part of it, and a lot of people are like, well, if they can do it, then I can do it. And so that, kind of hooks you in for a little bit of it. And then it's really detailed. So my dad always called it high conformity. I got my parents to do it too back then. He's like, it's very high conformity. I mean, it's really like, this day you do this and eat this and breathe this many times. I mean, it's really, but right now that's what I need. My usual like grasping and doing whatever is available at the moment. I was choosing not to always do that. So, and it's super fun to go back to this regimented, what I call old school body weight lift or bodybuilding lifting style, right? So thank you, babe. I texted my husband to bring. This was the journal, right? So it had this huge thing, super detailed, which I think is really essential for anyone that really wants to make a big change. Having all these components, they did have the mindset part in there, but what is this one? A lower body workout. I mean, it's super detailed and whatever you do, but it pieced it out. Quads, hamstrings, calves, and abs. To where I'm such a functional movement, 3-dimensional workout person because I like that. So it's fun to go back and just kind of remember, put myself in a position where I'm doing something I really don't love, but it's making me better because of it. And I think I like doing that because it kind of puts me in a beginner perspective and a beginner mentality a lot of the time. And to just check back in and realize, yes, for most part, I am overall fit. Lots of people think that I work out every day, and I totally don't. Now I'm going to have 5 stickers in a row on my calendar on the wall, and I'm so excited. I can't even tell you. That's my favorite other tool is the calendar with stickers. It's, I don't know, kindergarten success stories that you can see the whole month all at once, and these little sparkly smiley faces for every day that I do a workout. To see a whole week of it right now is like, I feel pretty proud of myself. So
I've gone kind of totally the other way as far as documenting anything. I used to, I still run a couple days a week, but I used to keep a runner's log, and the thinking of with that is, you can go back and see, because you're kind of tracking your nutrition as well. Those days I had a really good run. What did I eat the day before? Maybe you're going to use that before the day of a race, or whatever. I'm just totally now. I'm just happy if I get out and run, and I'll just take it a lap at a time. And if I miss a day, it's no big deal. I don't beat myself up. So I'm totally no documentation whatsoever. I'm just happy if I, keep moving. So
right, which is a great way to do that, and I think I'll float in and out of doing that. What's interesting to like, I'd say I would probably still document every now and again, me personally going forward, because to see the weights that I lifted and however often I did, it's fun to just go back to and compare it. So if you every now and again at the end of the week whipped up a little, well, I did this many miles and it was this speed, or something like that, years down the road you might want to be like, oh, how did I progress? Anyway, I like it for the look back portion of it, to really see where you're at. I'm noticing certain things are kind of the same. My cardiovascular is not the same. I nearly died on Tuesday running on the treadmill. So I'm not a runner, and it's yeah, I'm a gymnast and a diver. The short bursts of energy kind of build, and what I was grew up doing. So the running, even for 20 minutes, and it wasn't a solid 20 minutes running, but afterwards I was like, I think I need to just sit down.
yeah.
So I like that perspective, and I've had some people contact me after I posted that I'm doing this, and a lot of people who have done it way back when. Do you remember the year by chance that you did it?
Oh, the Body for Life?
Yeah.
No, but it had to have been early on, like when his book came out. So it might have been about the same time. I remember the journal coming out. So
Right.
You said you did that in 2004?
I did it in 2004, and I was just looking at the copyright on here, it says 2002. But someone said they did an original version in 1999. So
Sounds about right.
I know it's been around a while. The thing I still use all the time is he made a Eating for Life cookbook. I still use that all the time, so I would recommend that to anybody. And I think you can still, I don't know if you can still get it off of Amazon or not, but I know people have PDFs of the recipes, so you can have a pirated version at least. But
I've got the book on my shelf also, along with my wife has all kinds of cookbooks, so it's up there.
Up there.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it in quite a while. I'm sure I've got it though.
Yeah, take it out again. I think I made a little bit of modifications because it was back in the days of paranoia of fat. So, fat was the enemy back then. It wasn't sugar. like it is today. So it was more low fat. So I'll change it up a bit, but I like it. It's balanced. It's not voiding of anything. So it actually had like a beef burger, in there that had a yummy like green salsa on or something. Anyway, yeah, I mean, good stuff, but I like it. It wasn't voiding of anything. It was really just smaller portions, and kind of the reality of eating less, that whole thing. I remember my husband and I, the first week, so they go off of the 6 days a week, and then Sunday or whatever your day 7 is your free day. I think
Right.
like we stayed up till midnight on that last night, and I like baked brownies to eat at midnight.
On your free day, right?
On the free day.
I do that.
Yeah. So it was like, okay, wait a minute, here's what I was supposed to be eating, and this is different. The body definitely needed some adjusting, to it. And so I haven't been doing that strict, eating this time. I think what I would say in my observation of it is, I don't eat as often. They really recommend a 6 meals a day. They've got the meal one, like a breakfast, a mid-meal, a lunch, a mid-meal, a dinner, and they have some pretty good dessert recipes or ideas. Sweets. I am a sweets fan, so that was good. But it was just funny that first week. There's always that adjustment on when you're doing something new. Like my legs are super sore, from the different leg workout that I did. So getting through that is always the thing. And I was kind of at a point where I'm like, I just do it here and there. I feel good because I'm moving. My mobility's always there. But I don't know. I think, and then mind body go together really well, to be open about everything. I'm usually super optimistic and positive, but a couple times I kind of lost my shit with my family, and I was like, "Ooh, this is not me. This is not." And I think a lot of people are going through that right now, right? I don't think, I think some people might be towards depression or something like that, and it's still really, I like this idea of focusing. It's something every day that I get to focus on, that I have control over. Then I get to get my heart rate up and do all these cool things. So for me, I just feel like I needed something that I had more control over, I guess is a word of it. Because I don't know where you all are at, but there's so much still unknown. Business wise, things are popping in here and there for me, which is great. But like, I still have a big client that we're on hold until we can travel, because there's 7 distribution centers across the country that then they can't travel. So, frustrating, right? I feel like I'm sitting on my hands.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to Houston next week. This would have been like the first construction job site visit out of state that I would have been on. I was trying to nail the date down with my client, and I finally got a hold of him on Tuesday, and he said, "Oh, yeah, I've been off work for a while. I'm in my 12th day of quarantine. We're going to have to postpone our trip." So it turns out 8 members of the subcontractor crews had come down with positive tests. I don't think he tested positive, but anyway, he was being quarantined for the 14 days and didn't know when he was going to be coming back to work. So that, with everything going on, you hear about Texas being a hot spot anyway right now. In Houston in particular, I was like, okay, it's probably maybe it's a sign, it's good that I'm not going. We were just in Florida too. We took a family vacation from June 21st to July 1st. So we were gone for 10 days in Orlando, and we were on the East Coast, and a little concerned about getting on a plane and coming back, but everybody's fine.
Super.
So my wife and one of my sons and his daughter, our 11-year-old granddaughter, we had a great time. A lot of beach time. We went deep sea fishing one day.
Nice.
My father-in-law, who lives down there, has a swimming pool, in the backyard. So.
Oh, I'm super jealous of that. All that water
Yeah.
stuff we miss out on here. Susanna, where are
Oh.
you at? Which state?
I'm in Boise.
Oh, thank you.
Mm.
We have similar weather, I know, and lack of waterfront, right? I mean, is there a
Right.
lake or anything there?
You have a river. I know that.
Yeah, not too many people are going in the river
Oh,
because they closed the launch area for
oh,
it. So
shoot.
you have to go in on your own and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you can still fly fish though, right? I think that's still open to the public, I would think.
Probably.
Yeah.
Get outdoors somehow and do that. Oh, but
Yeah.
I'd totally float down the river right now.
Yeah.
I would too, but I'm trying to get the ankle to settle down.
Oh, yes. Thank you. How's it feeling? Thank you for putting the two together. It didn't pop together in my head.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks for the video. I'll try that this evening. It's going a little better because I'm making certain I move it around and stuff.
Yeah,
So-
that's a big one. Oh, I'd love a before and after of the tape, or just for your own knowledge to see where it's at, because
Okay.
tape's awesome for swelling stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking that. That's why I thought of it. So
Yeah, no, I'm glad you got the video okay and things like that. So that's a good deal. And I don't know if you guys got my email or not about the whole new texting thing. I'm so excited about it. I can't even tell you that. And I just have to always remember my number because it comes straight to my phone. But it's a perfect example, like what you did. So things don't get lost in my email, that you could text me and be like, hey, how do you tape a swollen ankle? And I'll be like, oh, here you go. Here's a thing that it's just a new platform to direct text back and forth on that I'm already having way too much fun playing around. Oh, there's my phone right there.
I'll have to try it.
Yeah, if you got the email, try that out, because then for me, I guess, I don't know, we're all different on how you respond, if you respond to emails quicker or text quicker or social media dings quicker. It's always a fun little game.
I think things get lost in the email too. I'll have somebody say something and it's like, well, I get so many emails, it's not even crazy.
Exactly, and I'll flag some and I use it as my to-do list, but sometimes it's just so
Yeah, really long,
Deep.
even the flagged one.
Mhm.
So if you could just, ping, back and forth. I love that idea of just like, I'm going to do it right when I'm thinking about it. And if I'm available, then I can answer a quick question, especially if it's a quickie thing. Someone asked me the other day just about, is this the time to use heat or ice? And then you can go back on those quick question things. So
That's a good idea, yeah.
hoping that's helpful, or whatever I can help to help you all do better and get through the craziness of the world right now.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little bit, but that's great to know, Ed, that you went on the plane there and back. What airline did you fly?
Southwest.
Southwest. And how were they?
They're always good, yeah.
What
Yeah.
kind of percentage do you think, like, is crazy, or I don't know? What would you feel? Is everybody like
No.
weird?
No, not at all. If you've been on a Southwest flight, everybody, they line up 60 people and you go on the A group, B group. They just do 10 at a time now. So,
Oh, okay.
A1 through 10, and then they'll call up, 11 through 20. So they've made some modifications, and I don't think they're booking the planes full. There's enough that you've got middle seats throughout the plane are empty. Unless a family of 3 people want to sit side by side, they can do that. But no beverage service.
Oh,
They'll throw you a bag of peanuts, but then
From
they do
6
come
feet
down
away.
with a tray of water,
okay.
so you can get water, but no mixed drinks or beer or anything like that, which is okay. The Wi-Fi worked well, so I saw a couple of movies, one going out, one coming back, and that's usually about the only time I watch movies, at least more current releases. So I saw that movie, World War I movie, 1917. That
Oh, I
was
haven't seen
that
that
was
yet.
really good. and then Ford versus Ferrari.
Good one.
Kind of a race. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Good one. My kids love that too.
Uh-huh. So yeah, overall the experience was good. I didn't really see any difference, and everybody wore their masks, including the flight crew and all that. So yeah, it was pretty seamless. Not bad at all.
Super. Yeah,
I'll
that's.
have to remember that. Yeah.
Do you have travel coming up soon, Susanna?
No, but we might, because I work with fire and aviation for the Bureau of Land Management, and so I could go out on a fire, and if it's far enough away, then they fly you somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it just depends.
I was wondering on that. I had each year I get to work with the National Park Service, and their fire crew is one of the people that came in, and the hot shots as well. And I had to do it all virtually this year, so I missed out on them. But I told them, I was like, let me know how it's going, because I can't, there's still going to be a fire season.
Yeah, and they still have to go out and everything. We've had a little bit of cases tested positive, but not bad considering everything going on. We
Yeah.
still have to do it though. It's not an option to not do it.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely a interesting thing with having kids. The school conversation is there. I'm thrilled with our family just because they're in Littleton Public Schools. They said that they're going to go back to school, and just I have teenagers that mentally were not doing well with the homeschooling stuff. So, there's.
I know my grandkids didn't like it too well either. So
No, it was interesting. I had two in Catholic school that was 8th grade and 4th grade, and then one in high school. And the Catholic school actually did much better as far as providing content and instruction, and they did a great job with lots of stuff. Almost too much for my 4th grader, who's like 4 hours in front of the computer on some days. I was like, well, that's a lot. And the high school was just kind of like, here's your stuff. Maybe you show up to the little check-in, and maybe you don't. And I think that just then gave, my child an opportunity to kind of be like, well, I'm not going to do anything. If they're not doing anything, I'm not doing anything. And then there's no goals.
They do get to that age and say that, yeah.
Yeah.
My granddaughter is in a charter school, and they did really good with interacting with her, and they used Zoom all the time. And she saw her teacher, and they do it on Zoom. So
yeah, Zoom made out great during this whole thing. I gotta say.
Yeah.
There's a couple companies that are doing really well, like Amazon and Zoom, and what else that's still just cranking along. So, the positives, right? We're always going to look at the positives and do that sort of thing. But, thinking of a teenager who has no real goals or set way to focus, I think that's exactly how I felt and why I needed all of this. So, it's definitely, we're all human, we're all the same. It's nice to be able to know what you can control and focus on that point. So that's kind of where we're headed, I guess. You can open the door, it's not the end of the world. But anyway, I guess I just want to make sure everyone knows that I'm here to help wherever I can. Oh, Ed, did you ever figure out video editing? Have you played with it?
Yeah, I did. Using iMovie on my iPad. I just kind of cut to the chase. I didn't try to download some other software. All the videos were on my iPad and accessible, and I just downloaded iMovie. I still haven't mastered it, but I'm able to put video clips together and do something with it anyway. So it's a work in progress, but I realized that was probably the way to go, just all Apple stuff. So
they kind of got it cornered on that one, but there's kind of a little bad news. It's always a work in progress, just so you know. You're always going to be like, well, there's still you'll see something better and you're like, oh, how do I do that? But then you look back at your old stuff and you're like, wow, I've come a long way. So
Yeah, what it pointed out to me is, I was taking video with my iPhone, and I mean, I realized I could take it with my iPad also, but to do editing, I realized what kind of scenes I was missing and what kind of shots, when I am able to go back to the plant, what I really need to take footage of. So it really gave me some time to look at. I mean, there's a lot of awkward positions that these guys operate in, and when they're putting up wall panels with with like a nut driver and reaching way up above their head to drill a nut in. It's like, and just get a two-step ladder and be able to drill more at shoulder height. So there's some things I haven't had a chance to go back and suggest to them, but a lot of the stuff that I took shots of are really, I mean, you can really tell it's awkward posture that repeated, over and over again. They're going to end up with a lot of aches and pains.
yeah, and that's not one that they
Yeah.
usually use the other hand with, right? Because if you are overextended and in a weird position, you are definitely going to be dominant, muscle.
Yeah.
It's rare that they're going to do that. So that messes up a lot of things. But they might be really good at volleyball serving after that. I would say that's good training for it.
Yeah, yeah.
In the bench.
Yeah, these there was a couple of plus some postures kneeling to drive a screw in down at floor level, and it's a steel deck. They're wearing no knee pads, and again, it's not super repetitive, but why not put on some gear that when you do have to kneel down, you're protecting your knees. And I know I'd be wearing knee pads because I wear them all the
I would
time
too.
around my yard whenever I have to kneel down because my knees just can't take it anymore. So anyway,
Yeah, bony
yeah,
knees are the worst.
yeah. So I've the project as you said it's a work in progress. I've got to go back and shoot a lot more video that really will in the finished product it'll be far better. So this was really kind of a first step, and being able to use iMovie and do some editing, I learned a lot going through that. So
That's good. Do you know what they call that extra footage that you're showing stuff with? It's called B-roll.
B-roll, yeah.
I'm just pretending to be fancy. It's B-roll that I always forget
Yeah, I've
about.
heard that term. Yeah, we've done a couple of video productions at IMA using a production company, and yeah, I've heard all those terms. And the guy that I was working with, I introduced him as a videographer, and he goes, no, I'm the director. I am the director.
Yes.
So,
There's
and he was. He had a right to say, the videographer is maybe the guy with the camera or is the video guy, but he was directing all the people that on the project I was involved with anyway. Stand over here, be engaged in conversation, say a few things like this, and so yeah, he really was a director.
yeah. I mean, it's a fun thing. I got to do a video for. Do you know Sursa?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're here in Colorado.
Colorado.
We did a video. It was great. It was fun. It was in Salida, and we did a bunch of different things. But they did a great job setting it up with the director and the sound guy. And I learned that those little reflector panels that they have for the light, it's called bounce. We need more bounce. I was like, ooh, yes, I need more bounce. So it was really, I'm like, just make sure that, I look good. No, I mean,
Not
the
too
sound,
much bounce.
yeah, not too much bounce, just enough bounce. It was really interesting to see how they put it all together. And I mean, the director is definitely on task with, here's the scenes we want to shoot. Here's the B-roll that I need. Here's the, paying attention to what did we say here that needs to follow up here. And that's super impressive to have all of that stuff go along. squirrel. Jumping back to your kneeling comment and working on the knees, have you guys seen that there are work pants now that are having built-in like cushion knee padding in them?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
hadn't seen that.
I did hear about them. I haven't seen them.
I would be on the, and they look pretty cool. I think I think Carhartt has one, and I think there's almost, it's like an Australian brand that I'm like messaging them all the time. I'm like, I could try those out. I don't work on my knees all the time, but I know people who do.
Yeah.
That I think that's brilliant, and I think someone actually had FR coveralls with knee pads in them. I was like, that's just brilliant, you know. I would use that. I'm sure there's probably some 20-year-old that would be like, I don't want to seem old, but you know.
Save your knees now.
Yeah.
That's what you should tell the young people.
I know, that's a big deal. So there's
Because later on, then they'll be gone.
exactly. You can always come back, right? So that's my hope with this whole Body for Life thing. It's just bounce back. I think it got me to a point where, I mean, it was a big change, 12-week change, and then stuff that I could modify and use along the way. So I always say that if you're going to do something, I love a 12-week commitment, because then you really make habit changes and it changes your behavior, right? I think that's what we're all about in safety as well. It's just, you gotta focus on it. It's hard work. So FYI, because we are on our time stuff, transitioning, one is the text thing. I'm going to see if I can remember my number. It's 720-704. It's like 58. No, I'm not even going to say it because then I'm in trouble. All right, so I'll send it out again. I got to get better at that.
That's your cell phone number?
It goes to my phone. So I usually, like in my training classes and stuff, I always put out my cell phone number to everyone anyway. I like this as far as it comes to me on my phone through an app, and it's kind of like Group Me or WhatsApp or something like that. So it's direct text to me, but I get to then send people exactly what they need. So if someone doesn't care about ankles, but their neck hurts, they don't have to get all my emails about ankles, right? So it's just trying to be more detailed and custom, so someone can get just the only information that they want. Because so someone might be like, I don't care about Body for Life. What is this whole thing? Then you don't have to hear me yap about it.
And you sent an email out on that?
Yeah, I sent an email on that. So you got my previous one because that's what you replied to. So it should be somewhere in your emails.
Okay.
Through that.
I'll look for it.
Ooh, 4851. So it's 720-704-4851. I did have it up. And I need to.
Could you say that again?
Yep, 720-704-4851.
4851.
Yeah, and I've already been going back and forth with people, and it's really fun. It just feels more interactive than me just throwing up an email, right? That is hopefully good content and useful, but then, you know, there's no like, oh, but what about this? Or I don't know. It just seems like, you know, then I get the emojis back, like, I'm like, oh, it's working. Like, oh, that is useful. Sometimes I just never know. So I think it's a win-win on both ways. So that's a great new way to ask me any questions. And I am documenting my Body for Life stuff on Instagram. So you can pop on over there. Every Monday morning, I'm going to be doing an update. And then I have my entertaining pre and post workout stuff on there as well. And yeah, so anywho, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's thanks for the reminder on the cookbook as well. I'm gonna go make sure I do have that and maybe leaf through it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I definitely, you know, last year I was on the keto diet most of the year and lost about 10 pounds. this year I started out on it, but I don't know. I like last night I went to Popeye's Chicken and had the bacon
Very
barbecue chicken sandwich. Oh man, just
Very
I don't know
keto.
how many calories it was, but we do that occasionally.
Oh yeah.
But I'm still eating okay. But occasionally I'll do the fast food thing.
I'm
It's
a
good to have.
huge proponent of not food not being torture. I mean that's no way sustainable if it's torturous and really difficult to keep up. And that's why I did like the Eating for Life cookbook and this whole Body for Life program, because they give you a free day. They still think, I think our first couple, we like gorged ourselves. I was like, yeah, margaritas and brownies and then you feel crappy, so you don't want to do that for a week.
Yeah.
So it's somewhat useful, but I like tequila and I really like baked goods. So for me, that's mentally calming.
Me too. Yeah.
So there's certain. I don't think it should be just. I don't think it should be voiding of anything. The chicken enchiladas are one we use all the time from that cookbook, and what is the other one that we use a lot? Turkey. It's like, or they do it with beef. It's like a ground beef slaw thing. It's super good. But anyway.
Okay, I'll look for those.
Go get them. It'll be fabulous. All right. So keep in touch with me and let me know what I can help with. Hope to see you on the text level or reply back to my emails, or Ed, you call me every now and again, whatever it takes.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you again.
Indeed. All right. Have a great weekend.
All right.
You too.
You
Bye.
too. See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Thanks so much for joining and watching. I saw, I don't know if I had any people pop in. Last lunch for Lori. Please heads up on Instagram for Monday. I call it Monday, which means movement, mobility, and mindset Monday. Checking in every Monday morning on Instagram. So a few of them might pop up on this YouTube live as well. We'll see how that goes. Thanks for joining.